Here we go again. Here we go again. ESPN is the enemy of the people. ESPN is trash. ESPN is pushing racial division. They are inventing problems that are not there simply to put them into the minds of people that don't pay attention and don't have a critical thinking bone in their body. And then these nonsensical weirdos will then repeat the BS that ESPN is spreading. It is unbelievable. These people are clowns. They are working for the circus. Anyone that believes anything that these people say don't deserve any respect of a conversation because, my goodness, this is so far off base for anybody that's ever paid attention to football or any sport for that matter. The fact that they're trying to say that there is this boogeyman out there that is holding black quarterbacks back. Absolutely ridiculous. Max Kellerman has his antenna up regarding Justin Fields sliding in mock drafts. What I've noticed in recent years, after decades of artificial barriers being put in place for black quarterbacks, that black quarterbacks tend to fall pre-draft. Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, the list goes on and on. Michael Vick, Deshaun Watson. I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Like, is it not famous that Aaron Rodgers slipped to late first round? Is it not famous that Tom Brady was a sixth-round draft pick? Joe Montana was I think a third-round draft pick? It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this narrative continues to exist. Quarterbacks oftentimes will slip for various reasons, and other quarterback stocks rises for various reasons. We all have watched football long enough to realize that there is no way you can truly evaluate a player. There just isn't. You can't truly evaluate. It's a lot of guessing, and there's a lot of variables that come into the decision-making process. That's it. It's not complicated at all. Yet here we are with ESPN continuing to push propaganda and complete and total nonsense. It's unbelievable. Listen to this clown show.
And to go from the number 2 pick, or the number 2 quarterback rather, to number 5, where you got literally 4 quarterbacks ahead of you, I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, what the hell is going on here? So for me, the only reason I say I would have a problem, if you're telling me he's not that guy, then I want to know what the hell was everybody saying, what they said for when the college football season ended. Because they were the ones telling us, it's Trevor Lawrence, and then there's Justin Fields. And we didn't hear any of those other names. As a matter of fact, immediate speculation was that Mac Jones was going to be a middle to late first-round pick. And now we're talking about he's going number 3 overall. I got a problem with the evaluations that were evidently prematurely put out there.
Well, a lot of football people really like Mac Jones the more they look at him. And so, like you, Stephen A., I'll defer to their wisdom. But I will say this. I think what rubs people the wrong way, maybe like you, Stephen A., I know it's on my radar, is that sometimes quarterbacks rise, sometimes they fall. But what I've noticed in recent years, after decades of artificial barriers being put in place for black quarterbacks, that vis-a-vis white quarterbacks, black quarterbacks in the draft tend to fall pre-draft, their evaluations. And sometimes it's right, like Daniel Jones looks like he's going to be better than Dwayne Haskins. And sometimes it's wrong, like Mitch Trubisky.
Like literally every evaluation? Trent Richardson went 3rd overall. And I thought Trent Richardson was going to be good. Watching him at Alabama, I just figured Trent Richardson just had something for the next level. Clearly he did not. I didn't think Mark Ingram would be a great NFL quarterback, which I don't know if he's great. But he's been a solid NFL running back. I remember Reggie Bush, number 2 overall, I think. I thought Reggie Bush was going to be a stud. And Reggie Bush had a good career, no doubt about it. But he didn't become, LaDainian Tomlinson or Barry Sanders, which is what a lot of people expected. So what is this nonsense that, again, we have to understand that this is the left-wing, nonsense. There is no logic with the left-wing talking points. There is no logic in what they're trying to do. They're trying to create division for the sake of creating division. It's just that simple. This is what they do. This is what they live for. They can't be taken seriously, and it's just aggravating that these networks continue to push this nonsense. Max Kellerman has a severe case of TDS. A severe case. One of the most severe cases you will find. And that says a lot, because TDS is the biggest thing that's disturbing. It's the biggest problem within the media. It's TDS. These people just truly cannot see past their Trump derangement syndrome. And Max Kellerman this is what they do, though. They strategically look at everything based on race and gender to continue to create the divide, and fans are sick and tired of it.
Is not as good as Deshaun Watson, or certainly not Patrick Mahomes, right? But I say Watson because he seemed to be the guy falling and Trubisky the guy rising, and Mahomes maybe didn't do either. But the point is, the correlation that can be made is that your status falls vis-a-vis.
Where was Deshaun Watson?
And so that's why my antenna are up when I notice 1, 2, and 3 this year, white guy, right? But that may be correct. Like, we need to see, in the end, we need to see how these guys turn out as pros. Sure, when you survey the landscape, a lot of the recent draft.
Deshaun Watson went 10th overall. What's the problem? Deshaun Watson went 10th overall. It's just, they just keep. What did he say?
Is that your status falls vis-a-vis white quarterbacks. And so that's why my antenna are up when I notice 1, 2, and 3 this year, white guy, right? But that may be correct. Like, we need to see, in the end, we need to see how these guys turn out as pros. Sure, when you survey the landscape, a lot of the recent draft picks who are top quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. I mentioned Lamar Jackson, who went at the end of the first round, only because Ozzie Newsome picked him right. Otherwise, he's in the second round somewhere. Obviously, Dak Prescott and others. We see that draft position, a lot of times they're doing a lot better than.
Why did Johnny Manziel go 22nd? Now, again, I never believed Johnny Manziel had what it took to make it in the NFL. But why did he go to 22nd? He's a white guy. He was an all-time great college football quarterback. Why did he go 22nd? Tim Tebow, all-time great college quarterback. Why did he go late first round? He's a white guy. Like, because the scouts saw that these guys had, things that they needed to be concerned about. With Tebow, it was obviously his mechanics and his throwing motion. With Johnny Manziel, it was clearly his off-the-field trouble and the fact that he was not a big person. He was a very small person that you felt would probably get beat up in the NFL. You're telling me it had to do with the actual things they bring to the table? What? How in the world does that happen? According to ESPN, it doesn't.
Their draft position would indicate they should be doing, and that tells me something. But all that is to say that is an issue, but I don't have a problem, per se, with Mac Jones going third if you're talking about in Shanahan, a real brilliant offensive guy who surveys the landscape and says, I want that guy. Okay, that's Shanahan's call. I will say that if Justin Fields falls, let's say, to 8, 9, 10, whatever, then a team like the Bears really need to make a move.
And so this is where we are, where so they're saying all of these things about different players for all these different reasons. So according to them, Deshaun Watson drafting 10th is due to going 10th is because of racism. What? So what is Johnny Manziel going to 22? Or Aaron Rodgers late first round? Tim Tebow late first round? Tom Brady 6th round? Joe Montana 3rd round? What is... what it is that it doesn't matter what actually happens. They will find one thing here or one thing there. So they're basically saying that Deshaun Watson getting drafted 10th overall it has something to do with racism? Or what? So Jamarcus Russell, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton. I believe Vic went. Where did Vic go? Where did Michael Vick, where was he drafted? It had to be early on. because let me see. So Michael Vick was, yeah, he was first overall. Yeah. Racism, though, because Deshaun Watson fell to 10th, right? I mean, again, that you can find anything if you want to build your narrative around it. You can find anything to sit there and say that this is why it's happening. At the end of the day, it's happening because each player is judged for different reasons. And someone like Jameis Winston had so many problems off the field that told you that he probably was not going to be mature enough to be a long-term NFL quarterback. Cam Newton had serious questions to lead you to go, he probably won't be a long-term NFL quarterback with his off-the-field maturity. And guess what? They both went number 1 overall. Both of them. Jamarcus Russell went number 1 overall. Michael Vick went number 1 overall. All of these players had problems for various reasons. I believe of those 4 people, Michael Vick is probably the best of the 4. Obviously, though, he had a lot of problems later on in his career. Cam Newton did go to a Super Bowl and did win an NFL MVP. So you can't take that away from him. Jameis Winston hasn't really done much as an NFL quarterback. Jamarcus Russell, we know what happened there. But, oh, no. Racism is the reason that Deshaun Watson fell to 10th. But Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, all those guys, late first round or beyond, has nothing to do with racism, apparently. Because, no, it doesn't. It had to do with various reasons as to why those quarterbacks were not viewed in a certain way. But at least you got sports wars. At least you got black and white sports. At least you got Outkick the coverage. At least you have people and voices out here who are willing to call the bullshit out. And we will continue to do it because ESPN is trash. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Check out geeksandgamers.com, our website. Check us out over on our forums for free. And for $10 a month, you can become a premium member. Also, check us out on Locals, a fantastic site that is dedicated to empowering creators. And they've been working with us very closely, and we're loving what they have offered us. Locals is a fantastic platform, so check us out over there. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you guys very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.